Christ, we have joy, it's like that honeymoon period, you know, it's like, woohoo, oh, I like this. And God speaks to you, and you're so excited, and you're reading the Bible, and you can't get enough of it, and it's like you're drinking water out of a fire hose. You ever been there? I know you have. It's like, oh God, this is so exciting. So it says, she shall sing there. We, the bride of Christ even, will sing as in the days of our youth, the days when we first came to know Jesus. You know, it says in Psalm 51:12, restore unto me the joy of my salvation. If you've never experienced the joy of your salvation, you can start tonight. And then it goes on, and it says, and give me a willing spirit, Lord, to obey you. You know, when we walk in obedience, joy comes. When we walk in disobedience, we're not joyful. I'm going to confess, I have been known in the past to speak. You know, like, you're going just a little bit over. Does anyone else do that? You know, you can go maybe, they tell me 6 miles an hour over and still get away with it. Is that true?
Not here.
In California, you can't.
I know, in California, that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were on the California freeway. Raise your hand if you've been on the California freeway. I was following this woman right here. She's speeding, and I don't want to speed. I don't want a ticket.
I said,
She called me and she said, you need to keep up. Mickey was there. You need to keep up. And what did I say?
I'm not going to go over the speed limit.
No.
I'm going to go the
She's
speed.
speeding. And Brenda said I would get a ticket for slowing up traffic. I'm going the speed limit. So, I mean, I'm from Idaho. But anyway, when you speed,
But you beat me there anyway. You still
I
did.
still did because I had Siri. That's not always a good thing. But have you noticed that when you're doing something that's wrong, like speeding, you're watching in the rear view mirror, you're looking to the left, you're looking to the right, it's like, yeah, you know, I've got to hurry, Lord, I know you understand, I'm going to be late for church. So you understand, I
This
know
is
you get it, Lord. But when you're tense and you're uncomfortable. But when you know you're speeding, or not speeding, you know you're doing everything okay, and you do see a police officer, isn't it a good feeling? It just kind of...
Especially when there's somebody else.
It just passed you. So there's joy, ladies. The point is there is joy in obedience. Is there not? And there is not joy in disobedience. And it shrouds our very countenance. But God says, Cain, why are you angry? Why has your countenance fallen? If you do well, will not your countenance be lifted up? It's a fact of life. When we do well, our countenance is lifted up. But Cain had just murdered his brother. His countenance had fallen. And when we're walking in sin, and maybe it's not gross sin, maybe we're not out there being prostitutes and drug addicts and all the things that people can do, adulteresses, alcoholics, you know, we tend to think of sin as those things. Murderers, yeah. When we're not walking with God, no matter how slight that sin is, our countenance falls. Have you ever met someone, it happens to me all the time, I always tell the story of the guy at Disneyland. We were standing behind him in line, and we just had the neatest time, and there was something about his face, and something about his spirit. And I just came right out, and I don't always do that, but I did with him. I said, I have to ask you a question. He goes, okay, what's that? After we visited a while, and I said, are you a Christian? And he said, as a matter of fact, I am. And then he gave me his whole testimony of how he came to know the Lord. And he said, how did you know? And I said, Jesus oozes out of you. I could just feel it. Don't you want to be a person that Jesus can ooze out of? He cannot ooze out of us, though, ladies, if we're looking back to Egypt. He's brought us out of Egypt. He brought the Israelites out of Egypt. And they gave Moses such a hard time. And, oh, if we'd only stayed back there. And you had to drag us out here. And now we're thirsty. And now we're hungry. And whine. We all have that tendency. If only I hadn't. Or if only. Sometimes I think, oh, when I get upset with someone, I think, oh, if only I weren't a Christian right now. I give that person a piece of my mind. But I can't, Lord. I know you're going to hold me down because I want to glorify you. And then he gives you the words to behave appropriately. But it's going back to Egypt. It's that returning like a dog returns to its vomit. You know, do we really want to do that? And there's only one way to go, and that's forward. And we were studying the book of Hebrews a couple summers ago, when we drift, what happens? Some of us went out in a canoe down Centennial Park. Not me, but some of us. And I wasn't there, but what happens when you're going upstream? I wanted to be there. You're paddling upstream. You have to work hard. But when you stop paddling, what happens? You drift, you go backwards. And it doesn't have to be work, and it's not drudgery to spend time with God and to love God. It's not. We think it is. We think sometimes, oh, Lord, I'm just in such a hurry right now. I don't have time to spend with you, but I know you understand. Well, you know what? Take a minute. Take 5 minutes and just spend time with Him. It's like exercise. It's just exercising and moving forward. That's all He wants. He just wants us to know Him.